All righty, all righty. It's great to be here. I'm excited for this conversation. We're going to just kind of move in a way that's a little different than how we have in the past. It's me and Coach Hightower, so we're just going to have a short conversation to talk about what's going on in the world and what's going on for us in this immediate time and all the things going forward. So really looking forward to hopping on and getting this conversation started. So let's go ahead and get into it and see where we go. We'll be here for a short time, but happy to be here with everybody. Let's get it started. Peace. When I am asked to speak, I embrace the calling. It is my responsibility to make sure to leave everyone inspired to elevate in all aspects of life. In the 26 states and 10 countries, it has been my energy that is infectious and magical. The impact elevates everyone to new heights. It's time to conquer our challenges. Relationships across the board, communication gaps, fear of the unknown, limited beliefs, and all that holds us hostage in life. The path to power is peace, and peace is the power to live by. The unique perspective that I bring to the table inspires all, professionals, executives, students, coaches, and athletes to reach their highest potential. That is why I, Sid McNairy, am known as the secret weapon. Whether it is tackling mental health issues, success in business, or winning at life, every moment counts. Get ready to receive the tools to win. It's time to win at everything. Let's connect today. Peace.
Hello, my name is Miles. Discover a powerful journey of resilience, purpose, and spiritual growth in the autobiography of a human by Sid McNairy. In this compelling autobiography, McNairy shares the personal challenges and triumphs that shaped his path to success while offering insight for professionals seeking deeper meaning and balance in their own lives. Drawing from his experiences growing up Catholic, participating in indigenous vision quests, and studying the Buddhist path, he reveals how diverse spiritual traditions ultimately guide us toward the same destination: connection with the Creator and our highest selves. Through practices such as meditation, yoga, and spirit medicine, McNairy demonstrates how life's victories and hardships can become opportunities for growth, self-discovery, and lasting peace. The autobiography of a human is more than a memoir. It is an inspiring reflection for professionals striving to align purpose, personal development, and inner clarity. Available now on Amazon, this transformative story invites readers to reflect, grow, and step confidently onto their own path of self-discovery and peace.
All righty, here we are. And excuse me for the dim light. For some reason, my, what do you call it? Internet is down. And so I need to go in and talk to them about it. But we're here. We're here for a short time. Let's go ahead and get it started. Let me get Coach up. And hey, Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing amazing, brother Sid. How are you today, man?
Man, I'm doing great. Doing great. And really excited to just have this conversation with you and keep it all moving forward and this conversation, for whatever reason, that the thing didn't program for us to be here at this time. So, all the fellas don't know, but I want to get into this conversation next week, especially because we have a lot that can be elevated for all men, when it comes to how can we handle conflict with grace. We need all the guys here for that, to really speak to it and move things forward. And I will say that, there's something for me that's real. When someone's name's brought up, it's up to me to bring that person into it, because otherwise I am participating in bringing somebody down. So I want to make sure everybody's here for that conversation and that we can elevate it, and keep things moving forward. That it's okay for us not to agree on things, and we still can treat each other as high level humans together, you know. I really see it like that. So yeah, so we'll circle back to that conversation next week, and yeah, I'd love to just take a moment and say, what's going on in your life that maybe someone could hear that might elevate their life. Go for it.
Well, first of all, Sid, thank you for bringing me on the platform, and thank you for pivoting. I know we usually have other men, and we decided to continue to move forward. The conversation that you're talking about moving forward with next week, I think, is very pivotal and instrumental to what's going on in this moment. Um, Most men, we're never really taught how to properly deal with conflict. We're taught pretty much how to survive it. And that becomes a difference between reaction and response. But we have to be able to have these conversations, man. And we have to be able to respect each other's boundaries. Um, One of the things I notice about men, and I use this in my CSP program, and which is the CSP blueprint that I have as well. And the book is actually dropping this week. Part of that program, and I
Congratulations.
thank you so much, Sid. Thank you, and congratulations to you as well, because I understand you have another book that's dropping as well as uh, your
Oh,
other.
it'll take a while for mine. Like, there's
Okay,
no big
okay,
man. Yeah.
okay. Um, but I say that said because when I did a workshop about 2 years ago, I was using the emotional wheel, and when I brought out the emotional wheel, I realized it was very eye opening for some men because they realize this emotional will, these feelings we don't talk about, we don't use, we don't communicate. So usually when men have issues, it's not always conveyed the right way. Sometimes it may be we're just disappointed. We may just be frustrated. We may be sad. But men have a tendency of sometimes displaying that emotion in a completely different way. That it can come off as aggressiveness. It can come off as confrontational, combativeness. So this goes back to us really understanding our emotions, that we're not reacting and we're not responding, but we still get to have these conversations where we can have good dialogue and we can agree to disagree. So I like that you're going to have that how to handle conflict with grace, because that's what it's about, is handling conflict with grace without it being anxiety felt and overwhelming. And also realize that 90% of conflict that we deal with, man, um, sometimes it's not about the current issue. Sometimes it's about some unmet needs or expectations of something that happened a long time ago that never was resolved.
Right. Right. No doubt. It's amazing just to be in that space, that allows us each to evolve the way we need to. It, m- you know, there's something that comes up for me often when I feel like I see something a way that could be, and maybe it's met with resistance or people see it in a different way, and I go to Jesus on the cross, as they say, like, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. So then, if that is the case, then I've got to be able to show some grace the other way too, especially if I call myself a Christian, which a lot of people do. A lot of people say that, but then when it comes to showing that level of grace for somebody, it's not usually tapped into. So I think that for me, that's an important piece of it, is just making sure that we start to handle things like that. Like, we don't always have to go to war over every thing that's not common ground. We don't always have to go to war. Now, there may come times that is real and has to meet that way. Yet it's probably few and far between that we need to move in that fashion. And so it's just, which again, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Just because I've evolved to that place doesn't mean the other person has. So now, yeah, which then kind of leads, there's a lot, that's a rabbit hole, right? Like, that just keeps going. Then it could lead to, all right, the real warrior might turn the other cheek. And I also know that when that was put out into the world, there was a law that said you couldn't hit somebody in the other cheek. So, yeah, most people don't know that. So they think, oh, I'm just supposed to take the punches. No, but there is something to looking deeper into it. So just beginning to navigate that. I mean, as we hold this space for men and we create the men's circle conversation where everybody can come in and really have a conversation outside of the people that are here or with the people that are here, as well as retreats and all those things. It's time for us to move ahead from the space of um toxic masculinity. And I don't like to use that because I typically stay away from calling something masculine feminine, because in that regard it's truly masculine and feminine. Everybody has masculine and feminine. So it's not a man or woman thing. It's the dominance thing. It's the power thing. It's the masculine side of the energy within us all has gotten toxic. The feminine energy within us all, male or female, has been squashed from the masculine energy so much that there are people that struggle being their own sex. Right? Like, so it's much deeper than, I think, well, it's not deeper than we can go because we're going there. But at the same time, I think it's important to bring in, especially after last week's conversation, to bring in the people that can speak to it,
Right.
because they're in it. Like, that conversation is simple for me. Like, I'm not in it. Like, if it's out of my wheelhouse, if it puts a negativity on and keeps me from getting the peace, I'm okay letting it be. And not everybody's that way. So getting there, I think, is big.
And I want to acknowledge you for that, man, because everyone's not like that. Um, and I think I said this last week, and one of my favorite quotes, and I'm paraphrasing, is by Malcolm X, as he stated, um, "Don't judge people for what they don't know, because you didn't know it once upon a time." So that goes back to grace, man. And also, when we talk about forgiveness, for me, there's different levels of forgiveness, and we talked about that on 2 episodes ago, man. We have to learn to forgive, but also this goes back to grace. As Miles Monroe stated, man, a man who can govern himself can govern anything. Um, and sometimes we have to be just better at monitoring our emotions and our responses. Even last week in the conversation, man, I really wasn't for certain what was going on. I can tell it was some other things that played a factor to that conversation. But even myself, I was being very careful to how I was interjecting, because it goes back to just govern. And sometimes we don't always have to speak on everything.
Right.
That's one thing I'm learning about, man. Every fight is not your fight. Sometimes you just got to just pull back and just let things kind of work itself out.
Yeah.
Um, Even what's going on right now in the world, certain things we need to speak out against. And you probably heard me say this several times in regards to the genocide, the genocide that has taken place in Gaza. That is not a war, people. That is not a war whatsoever. That is genocide. This is when we're supposed to speak up. And because we didn't speak up, now we're seeing things elevating at different levels. Now you're seeing what's happening in South Africa. Now you're seeing what's happening in Iran. It's a global effect when we don't, it's a domino effect when we don't speak up. So now things are starting getting elevated. Even what's taking place in the administration right now in this country. I don't know what we're going by. Are we going by the Constitution? Are we going by the executive orders? What are we following? What code of conducts are we going by? And based off my opinion and my observation, I don't see the Supreme Court doing anything. So once again, we gotta stand for something, but at the same time, man, we have to realize when to step in and when not to step in, because we have not been stepping in on certain things. They're now elevating and escalating.
Awesome. Tony's here. I'm gonna mute you, Tony, because it's kind of noisy in the background. But Tony's here, and we're
Hey,
moving this conversation to next week. So just so you know, but I wanted to kind of circle back on something you said, Coach, which was governing yourself. And when I look at that, I'm moving into this next evolution of me, which looks like accepting the teachings of the people before me, because their teachings have saved me from being like what we're talking about. And I think, and so I want to just kind of dive into that a little bit, because as I look at what I'm about to do, Tony doesn't know, but I'm about to, on the 17th, I'm gonna go and get baptized again. And this will be the fourth time I'm being baptized. Every time I've ever made an evolution, I get baptized into the new thing. This one looks even bigger in a sense, because the essence of how it's being done, which is going to the ocean. Those that know, I surf. Like, I love being in the ocean, going to the ocean, and they do an immersion. So for them, that space is, you're getting buried and then you're birthed into a new place, right? That's the immersion possibility of being baptized. And so I am going to do that, and in the name of Jesus Christ, like, because my relationship has gotten to where, and people may say, well, why is Sid talking about that now? Like, why am I talking about it in this moment? Why am I even doing it? And one of my football players, his dad owns a huge church in Baltimore. The Johnsons, Cliff Johnson is the football player, and he's also a reverend now. And I texted him like, all right, should I even do this? Because there's 10,000 people showing up for this ocean baptism. And I'm like, I don't really need to do it in front of everybody. I've forgotten, my life is out there like that. And so I thought about, do I need to go do it in a more reserved way? We'll call it. And he wrote back and he said, well, you don't need to get baptized. If the Holy Spirit's already moved in you, it's already moved in you. The essence of you getting baptized, he said, let's put it this way. If you had a new movie, would you go do a press release? Well, the baptism is your press release, because you're saying that you will speak to where you are in the moment and acknowledging it and holding it. And that's why I'm even willing to talk about it in this moment, because yeah, it has moved me like that. And now, good luck to the people living it different. Because if you're not living the word, then, which is why I walked away from being outwardly Christian or Catholic, because it wasn't living into the word. So now there's going to be a lot of pushback for people that are out of alignment from what they say they're doing, just because I'm not into, I am into integrity. So now that I'm standing in it, I'm about to go deep in it and look at it and call people out. All these judgments, stop it. Stop. You can't say you follow it and then live it differently. Like, if you have a playbook, which a lot of people, 2.9 billion people in the world, call their playbook the Bible. You can't call your playbook the Bible and then be impulsively going to war. You can't. It's just not, that's not it. Or maybe even ever going to war, when the leader of the playbook, Jesus, his word is what they say it's about, then would he go there? And that's where it is for me, like, really coming into, I mean, I am someone that is in the space of living Buddha, living Christ, meaning that I respect the teachings of Lord Buddha, and impermanence and what it looks like to live into that peaceful life. Look at the monks walking around. And then I am also, which has been most of my life, all of my life actually, following Christ and all the teachings that came from it. So now it's time for us to move forward and be different. You can't be racist and say you follow Jesus. You can't. Like, nope, you don't get to do that. Stop using the Lord's name in vain. That actually is it. It's not just that people use his name to curse with. It's using the Lord's name in vain is saying that you're following the Lord and then not doing it. Like I'm just real clear now, and it took all the way till this moment to get that clear. So I know that as I've been walking on the mission of bringing peace to the world, now I've got a whole different level of how this is coming forward for me. So just wanted to share that. As this is going to be short. We're already almost at a half hour. So we got about 9 minutes left before we wrap it up. But thank you for giving me the space to say that, because it's big in my life. It's a big feeling. It's that is truly how we can handle conflict with grace, if we follow the book that most people say they're following, or not most, but a whole heck of a lot. If we follow the book with grace, that's it. It's time to be different. Really, that's what shows up for me. So if either one of you have anything you want to add, go for it. Tony, I'll try to. Yep, I got you unmuted.
Yeah, I was just going to say congratulations, man. And I think that every new beginning needs to be marked and celebrated. And if that's the way you choose to do it, then God bless you, man. It's each one has his own way. So power to you. Yeah, man, I agree with you. And of course, and we've had multiple conversations, the peaceful way is the way to go. But sometimes, it isn't. Sometimes, what is it? What's that quote that became popular for a little while? That most people will never know how much violence it took to be this peaceful, right? And sometimes, the answer is has to be harsher than we like. But again, so I know where your heart's at with that, and honor you for that. And I just wanted to come on, say hello to you guys. I'm driving, so I know that the road noise is going to be bothersome. So I'm going to mute up, and I'm probably going to jump off because I'm about to go into a dead zone here anyway. But appreciate you guys. Wanted to just come in and say,
we'll see you next week.
For you guys for a little bit.
Yep.
Peace out. Good to see you, Coach.
Good hearing from you. Good seeing you, Tony, man. And safe travels, and have an amazing week. And I echo what Tony said, man. Congratulations, Sid. This is a major move. And as you stated, based off your experience, every time you go through this process, there's a whole nother evolution for you. I also want to piggyback on something that you stated. You stated, I'm paraphrasing what you stated. The people in the past have given you the word, and the word has been actually keeping you. But I also want you to go deeper and look at the words that have been given to you that's been helping you, but also go deeper with those words. And I say that because based off my observation and my experience, and it's from traveling more than 15 different countries, interacting with various religions, and then here in the Western world, realizing that a lot of things that have been told to us, some of it has been tainted. Some of it has been misconstrued. So we now have to really question that. And it's to each his own. This is based off my experience. And I truly believe, and as we've been talking, the thing that's been coming to my mind is Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was way before his time, and people have their own opinions of, what he went through and how he did it. But just knowing what he did during that time required a lot of sacrifice and effort. And most of these leaders that sacrificed, man, not only did they sacrifice themselves, they sacrificed their families for the better good of humanity. Now, if it wasn't for the civil rights movement, the world wouldn't be in the place that it's in right now. So we have to give credit to what credit is due. Now, was the approach the best approach? Probably at that time, it probably was the best approach at that time. Can't say if it's right, can't say if it's wrong, but we do know sacrifices was made. And the more I reflect and look back on the sacrifices that was made, as we still got a long ways to go. Here in 2026, we're still talking about voting rights. We're still asking if we can vote. So a lot hasn't changed. But we do have to question some of the things that have been imposed upon us. And that's why. I did hear you also speak about, your Catholic religion or coming up in Catholic schools. And I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of religion, but religion, in my opinion and my experience, has served as good and has served as bad, but was mainly more control, in my opinion. But when you look at the word in the Bible, if we're going off the Bible, you actually have to question it even more. I'm not questioning what's in there, but I'm also questioning what's not in there as well. So if I give you a manuscript just to say to play Monopoly, and you've been playing Monopoly all your life the way it is, and all of a sudden you discover there's a whole nother rules that came with Monopoly that was never given to you, you now really have to question the validity of the game. So there's a lot that we still got to uncover. I love the research. I love what you're doing. But now we get to elevate you all. And the benefit to that is we're now on the World Wide Web. So the information is at our fingertips. It's no longer an excuse no more. So certain things we just have to unlearn and we have to relearn. And I know that can be a challenge because so much information has been thrown at us from social media, from the media, from books, that sometimes you're not for sure what is the truth. But you will find that truth within yourself. And that goes back to the God that's in all of us. Spirituality. I'm not talking religion. I'm talking spirituality. And right now I'm seeing an awakening in so many people that's awakening. Continue to get that relationship with God and clarity. Once you get that clarity and once you know who you are, a lot of this stuff changes for you.
Right on. Well, I appreciate you, Coach, and look forward to next week and us circling back and bringing it all forward. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Look forward to hearing everybody's voices soon and all the things to come. And head over to sidmcnairy.com. The website has evolved in so many ways. Get into your own personal evolution. Check out all the different practices and different ways for you to evolve. Excited to keep going with you. Thanks. Peace.
I've been at peace for so long. It seems like I've been sitting all alone. Would you know when the crew is coming through? They're the ones that will make a new. Gotta go, gotta flow, gotta choose the truth. We the ones that will raise the roof. Let's roll up and throw down. Let's go and feel the sound. Good vibes, one tribe. Can you feel me now? Be you, be me, be free. Go and take it till we bounce the beat. Take it to the streets, make a move the feet. I can slow it down, look in my eyes now. Just like you two want it fast. Spread them wings and make it last. God was the one to erase the past. Time to bring it forward to see the forecast. Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Lift your dreams and fill the glass. Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Lift your dreams and fill the glass. That was God's broadcast. That was God's broadcast. Time to embrace the peace. Time to embrace the peace. Time to embrace the peace.